Good evening, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Terror Radio Podcast. If this is your first time joining me, then welcome. This is a podcast dedicated in bringing you the best of horror and thriller, old-time radio broadcasts, as well as original stories. I'm your host, Keith, aka The Radio Show Nerd, and tonight's episode is entitled It's All in Your Head. Or is it? Dealing with a possible curse or The Walking Dead. So, without further ado, this is Terror Radio. The two radio series highlighted tonight are The Hermit's Cave and Escape. Our first radio play is called The Nameless Day, and it was first broadcasted sometime in 1940 on The Hermit's Cave. Following that is the radio play Pollock and Porrah. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this was first broadcasted on Escape, October 29th, 1947. Now, you all know the drill. Sit back, turn down the lights, and listen to The Nameless Day, followed by Pollock and Porrah.
The Mummers in the Little Theater of the Air.
Now, the Hermit.
Ghost stories, weird stories, and murders, too. The Hermit knows of them all. Turn out your lights. Turn them out. Have you heard the story, The Nameless, eh? Then listen while the Hermit tells you the story.
Hardin Wilkin Company. One moment, please. Good afternoon, Hardin Wilkin Company. Mr. Wilkin is talking on another line. Will you wait, please? Good afternoon, Hardin Wilkin Company.
No, don't want any of it. Our advertising must pay for itself. I haven't any money to throw away on questionable charity. Goodwill be hanged. That doesn't put black ink in my ledger. No, tell them to peddle their magazine space somewhere else. I haven't any use for it. I didn't make my money to give it away. I have enough brains to make it. Let's hope I'll continue to have enough brains to keep it. Hello? Yes, Wills. Republic, 70,000 units, yes. American, 140,000 units. Standard, 95,000. That's grand, Wills. Huh? Well, never mind about that. You just bring in the orders. I'll take care of filling them on time. Yeah? Yep. Right. 305,000 units in one day. I knew this invention would bring me a fortune. Over 3 million units the first year. Hardin Wilkin, a millionaire in 3 years. A millionaire. That's all that counts. A millionaire.
All right, there's the morgue. Pull up.
Right.
Hello, Alex.
Hello. So what you got?
Another John Doe for you.
John Doe, huh?
Yeah.
All right, bring him in.
All right. You got that in, Bill?
Yep. Go ahead.
Where's he from?
Out by Coleman Swamp.
Brown?
Nope.
How then?
Dunno.
Coroner had a look at him?
Yeah. Performed an autopsy and still don't know how he died.
Here, put him on here and we'll wheel him in.
A little higher.
How come he's a John Doe?
Not a mark of identification on him.
Labels torn off his clothes, even the buttons ripped off. Murder, huh?
Looks like it. The question is, how?
Poison?
Coroner says not. Analysis showed no trace of poison.
Say, Alec, do we have to go back any farther with her?
Why?
I don't like this place.
Well, you've been to the morgue enough times for it not to bother you.
It always does. I want to get out into the fresh air.
Good thing my nose don't bother me. Well, okay, you can leave him here. I'll take care of him.
Coroner will be in tomorrow, Alec.
All right. I'll just check him in and wait for the coroner.
That's right.
Come on, let's get out of here.
John Doe. Always bothers me when they bring them in. When they're not identified, they end up in Potter's Field. Seems to me a feller's soul just don't rest right when he's buried in Potter's Field as John Doe. I suppose when the names are read off, he'll know which one to answer to, and it'll be all right. But until then, I just can't see how his soul could rest peaceful. Now, let's see now. You'll take number 9 place. There. There, John Doe, number 9.
John Doe, number 9.
What?
John Doe, number 9.
Who started? I must be hearing things. This place always did have strange echoes. Maybe the souls had got separated from their bodies too quick. I hope someone claims you, John Doe, number 9.
I, Stanley Creighton, now John Doe, number 9, destined for Potter's Field, to rest among the nameless. Hardin Wilgan saw to it that identification was impossible. Hardin Wilgan. I thought he was my friend. My friend. I know now that he never intended to share the proceeds of the invention with me. He was just waiting until I had it perfected. How was I to know when he handed me the drink that afternoon a month ago that it was the first step toward Potter's Field? It was in the little shack in Coldman Swamp where he'd gone for privacy. Wilgan said,
Nearly finished, Stanley?
"Yes, Wilgan, and it's going to work this time. It's going to work."
Good.
What have you been doing in the kitchen?
Just mixing up a little celebration drink.
You chemists are always mixing up some new concoction.
Here, stop a moment and try it.
All right. Smelled good while you were making it.
It is good.
It is at that. What is it?
Made mostly of herbs that grow around the cabin here.
Swell. Now, hold your breath. I'm all ready to try the unit. You hook those 2 connections to the battery while I get the thermometer attached. X goes to the positive terminal. Where's that ammeter? Yes, here it is. Ready?
Ready?
Connections tight?
As tight as the clamps will hold.
We're ready, then. I'll switch it on.
Motor's running perfectly.
Yes. Watch the thermometer. It's taking a nosedive already.
Down 15 degrees.
And look at the ammeter. The motor's drawing less than 3 amps of current.
The experiment is successful, then?
Of course it's successful. The unit will completely cool an automobile in less than half an hour, and will keep it cool as long as needed. The motor draws less than 3 amps. That's less than a car radio.
The unit can be run off the car battery indefinitely?
Of course it can. All the battery needs is normal charging. Hardin, the Wilgan-Creighton unit is ready for the market.
The Wilgan unit. Let's drink on it.
Our fortunes are made. Wilgan, we're rich. Of course we'll drink on it. Bring on your witch's brew.
That's a good name for it, Stanley.
Encase the motor as we've planned, and you won't hear a sound from it.
Here we are, Stanley. To riches and easy living.
To the successful marketing of the Wilgan-Creighton unit. And then on to more inventions. Hey, you'll have to tell me how you make that drink. It has a bitter taste that I like.
Yes, I'll tell you. Stanley, are you sure the unit is perfect?
Wilgan, I'd stake my life on its perfect performance.
That's a high stake.
That's how sure I am that it will do the work.
The next thing is to get the necessary patents.
You have all the papers, haven't you?
Yes.
Why don't we draw them up now?
Why not wait till the morning? We'll do that first thing.
All right. I feel a little sleepy.
Do you?
I think I'll turn in a few minutes.
Might be a good idea. I'm not very sleepy. I think I'll sit up a while.
drink seems to have gone to my head.
In what way? How do you feel?
Very dizzy. My head feels very heavy.
Not as heavy as it will feel in a few more minutes.
What do you mean? Is it supposed to work that way?
Yes. It is supposed to work that way.
Why do you say it that way? Stare at me the way you do.
The Witch's Brew. That was a good name you gave the drink.
Don't you feel dizzy, too?
No. I didn't drink it.
Didn't drink it?
No. The Witch's Brew.
Why are you staring at me that way? Wilkin, you haven't...
Yes, I have. I've poisoned you.
You devil.
Try to get at me. Try to use your limbs.
I can't.
Your head's getting heavier.
Why did you do this?
Whose money is going to market this invention? Mine.
You wouldn't have anything to market but for me.
And whose solution are you using in the freezer?
I told you what mixture to use.
The Wilgan unit is going to make a fortune. The Wilgan unit, not the Wilgan Creighton unit.
Wilgan, don't do this. Give me an antidote.
There's no antidote known. I wouldn't if I could.
I'll go away. I won't lay any claim to the invention. For heaven's sake, don't kill me just to get it all for yourself.
You'll go away. I've made sure of that.
Wilgan, I can hardly see you. Give me an antidote. Save my life. You can't be so inhuman.
The poison is made from 2 common herbs that grow here in the swamp. It's been known for centuries. In 24 hours, there will be no trace of it left in your body. With all identification marks removed from your clothes and no relatives to come sticking in their noses. That was convenient, Stanley. You not having any relatives. Go ahead, writhe. In a few moments, when the poison is ready to overpower the heart, you will jump like a jack-in-a-box. They will find your body in a swamp, Stanley, near a spot I know of where the ground is hard. Won't leave footprints. Kick. Go on, kick. This was the only sure way. This unit is going to make me a fortune, and I'm not going to share it. It's over. He's dead. No one will ever know who he is or how he died. Life is going to be easy now. Riches, luxury, and I'm safe. They'll never trace this to me. They won't know who he is. Got to get him out of here. Drag him outside, then see if I can lift him. Got to get out of here. Got to get out of here.
Got to get out of here. Got to get out of here. John Doe, number 9. Got to get out of here. I don't like this making the rounds in the morgue at night. Never did. Somehow I like it less tonight. Too many echoes in this room tonight. What was that? Got to get out of here. Too many echoes of lost souls in the morgue. It's number 9. I swear I saw his hand move. It is moving. It is. It raised his head up and looked at me. Number 9 is getting up out of his coffin. Got to get out of here. Talking. I hear him playing. Help! Help! The dead moving and talking. Help! Help! John Doe, number 9. Got to get out of here. Got to get out of here. John Doe, number 9. Got to get out of here. John Doe.
A dead man gets up off the slab in the morgue and is now wandering through the city streets. Where is he going? What is he going to do? The hermit will tell you before the night is done.
Now, the hermit again.
John Doe number 9 wanders through the streets. Those who pass don't realize they've seen a dead man walking by them. It is now mid-morning. The skies are overcast, and in the summer gloom, John Doe approaches a certain building. Listen.
Going up. Up, please.
Take me up, please. John Doe, number 9.
Floor, please.
Hardin Wilgan Company. The Hardin Wilgan Company.
18th floor. Hardin Wilgan Company is the third door to your right, sir.
I know. Third door to right.
What's the matter with that guy?
Good morning, Hardin Wilkin Company. Just a moment. I'll have to look it up. I'll call you back in a few moments, Mr. Andrews. Yes, sir. What did you wish?
Hardin Wilgan.
This is the Hardin Wilkin Company.
I want to see Hardin Wilgan.
Whom shall I say is calling?
John Doe.
What's that?
I am called John Doe. Mr. Wilgan knows me. He knows me.
What did you wish to see Mr. Wilgan about?
The Wilgan unit.
Just a moment, then. I'll call Mr. Wilgan and find out if he can see you. Mr. Wilgan and Mr. Doe... Wait a minute, sir. You can't go into his office yet. Oh, look. Look, there's that man. He walked right through the door. He didn't open the door. He walked right through it. Help! Someone come here and help. Oh, help. Everything's getting black. Help.
Grace. Hello. What's wrong with that girl? Who wants me, did you say?
John Doe, number 9.
What?
I want you, Wilgan. I, John Doe, number 9. You remember John Doe, number 9, don't you, Wilgan?
Stanley Creighton.
I am John Doe, number 9.
For a moment, I thought you were Stanley Creighton. You look like Stanley Creighton.
John Doe now. Number 9.
How did you get in here? What do you want?
You. Hardin Wilgan. I want you.
Get out of here. Get out of my office. Who are you?
You know me, Wilgan. You remember the witch's brew?
Stanley.
You remember now.
Stanley Creighton is dead. You're an imposter.
No
Get out.
longer am I Stanley Creighton. You saw to that. I'm John Doe, number 9. My residence is the morgue. My resting place, a cold slab of marble.
Get out of my sight.
Look at my hands in the daylight, Wilgan. They're turning black. The blood is drained from my body.
Go stop.
Look, Wilgan. See? Here is the long slash on my body. The autopsy revealed no poison. You were right. Your crime was clever. You reckoned with everything but me.
Get away.
It'll do you no good to call for help, Wilgan. You've come face to face with me. Your face is white hot now, too. Like mine. Your heart is burning with fear. Your time on earth is almost drained away.
Help!
Your mouth is dry and parched, Wilgan. You feel dizzy.
No.
Try to use your limbs. You can't. A glass of water sitting in front of you. You need water.
Yes.
Drink it, Wilgan, drink. It wasn't water, Wilgan. Poison.
What?
You hear me? Poison. You have drunk poison.
Help! Help! I'm choking. I can't breathe.
will speak no more. It's all over, Wilgan. You reckoned with everything but John Doe and death. I, John Doe, number 9. My work is done. John Doe, number 9. John Doe, number 9. John Doe, number...
I found her just like this, Doc, lying on the floor.
She just fainted, that's all. She'll be all right in a moment.
I thought I heard someone call help. Sounded like it came from the Wiggins Company, so I ran in and found her lying on the floor. Then I ran down to your office, Doc.
Oh.
She's going to be all right. Take a drink of this, please.
Oh,
she was calling help.
Help.
That's what she's saying now.
Mr. Wilgan. Mr. Wilgan.
What about Mr. Wilgan?
A man who said his name was John Doe walked right through the door. Walked through it. I saw him.
He what?
Don't you understand? He wasn't real. He vanished through the door into the office.
Is this Mr. Wilgan's private office?
Yes. He vanished through his door.
I guess I'd better find out from Mr. Wilgan what this is all about. Mr. Wilgan. Pardon me, Mr. Wilgan, but... Wait. What's wrong here? Come in here, quickly.
What's wrong, Doc?
Mr. Wilgan is... The man is dead.
Dead?
Dead.
The man. The strange-looking man. He walked through the door, came in here and killed Mr. Wilgan.
There are no wounds. Must have been his heart. I've never seen such a look on anyone's face before. He died in horror. Terrible horror.
I told you I can't stand this place, Alec. And it's worse at night.
You think I like it after all that's happened?
What are you bringing me back for?
I just gotta see. I gotta see.
You talk like a wild man.
I think I'm losing my mind. Here. We're going to look at him.
Who is it?
You remember? John Doe, number 9?
Yeah, I remember.
He's lying here quiet now. Like all the dead lie. Sometimes you think you can see him breathing.
Cut it, Alec.
I heard him. I heard him speak. I saw him move last night. I saw it.
You know, you're plain nuts.
Is that so? Well, listen. You saw the evening paper, didn't you?
Sure, I saw it.
You read about Hardin Wilgan, didn't you?
Yeah, I read it. Died in his office today.
Sure he did. The coroner says it was just a case of heart attack. No signs of murder.
Yeah. What are you talking about? They didn't bring the body of Hardin Wilgan to the morgue.
No. But you read about the girl in his office, didn't you? How she says a strange-looking fellow came in the Wilkin Company, said his name was John Doe, and how he walked right through the door. They say she was seeing things.
Well, what about it?
And listen. You know what I think? It was this John Doe. Him, lying here. He walked into that office.
Alec, you are crazy.
Crazy, am I?
Dead bodies lying in morgues. They don't get up and walk out in the streets.
You don't think they do. No one thinks so. But me, I think so. Now I do. I tell you, I saw this John Doe number 9 move on the slab last night. I heard him speak. I've always said a man buried as John Doe didn't rest easy in his grave.
I want to get out of here.
This one didn't rest easy. Even before we put him in the potter's field. It's like he really didn't die at all. And look at him now. Lying here. Quiet. Quiet and somehow peaceful. You know, he even looks different than he did last night. Sort of like he had gone to sleep in death.
John Doe does rest peacefully now. Yes, his work is done. John Doe number 9 even scores with Hardin Wilgon. Turn on your lights. Turn them on. I'll be back. Pleasant dreams.
All characters, places, and occurrences mentioned in the Hermit's Cave are fictitious, and similarity to persons, places, or occurrences is purely accidental.
About the United Nations? Anxious about those bills piling up? Want to get away from it all?
CBS offers you Escape.
You are the victim of a native witch doctor, pursued from the west coast of Africa to the west end of London by the grinning face of a dead man. You are under the curse of a Porrah man.
The Columbia Broadcasting System and its affiliated stations present Escape, produced and directed by William N. Robeson and carefully plotted to free you from the four walls of today for a half hour of high adventure.
Tonight, we escape to the dark lowlands of West Africa and the mind of a man who scoffed at native magic. As H.G. Wells paints it in his gripping story, Pollock and the Porrah Man.
I have spent considerable time in Africa, but I have given little credence to the many superstitions of the natives there. Voodoo curses, weird incantations of witch doctors, and the like had always seemed a pretty silly business to me. But that was before the affair of Pollock and the Porrah Man. Even then, while the thing was happening, I took little notice. It was only when I got back to England some months later and went to see Pollock climbing up the 3 flights of stairs to his lonely bedroom that I began to realize the ghastly truth of it. One look at him was enough. I had never before seen a man so unnaturally wasted, so prematurely aged and broken, so eerily mad, this man lying on the bed and looking up at me with haggard eyes.
It was good of you to come, Waterhouse.
Nonsense, old chap. I just thought I'd look you up and say hello. But I had no idea I would find you ill.
Ill? Yes, I suppose I am ill. I suppose that's what you'd call it.
But what in heaven's name is the matter, Pollock?
I say, come closer, will you? I can barely see you.
Why, yes, of course. I'll just drop a chair.
Oh, no.
Pollock, what's the matter?
Oh, no. Take it away. Take it away.
What are you talking about? What is it, man?
That thing in your hand. Take it away, please, for heaven's sake.
Take it away. In my hand? Yeah. But Pollock, this is only my hat. Why, yes, of course. Just an ordinary black Homburg. Now, if its style is offensive to you...
No, I just put it on the table, the floor. Somewhere where I can't see it, please.
Of course, old man.
Yes, I suppose you think I'm mad.
I don't think...
I know you do. Everybody does. But I'm used to it now. And the worst of it is, perhaps I am.
I say, Pollock.
Only I don't think so. Because I do see it. I don't care if no one else does. I can see it. See what? The head. That hideous face following me everywhere, grinning at me. And always upside down.
Pollock, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you don't believe me either. Well, look at my wrist. It's broken and the bandage is still on it. That's real enough, isn't it?
Well, yes, of course. Broken, you say?
Yes. It did that. And my other accident, when I first got back to England, they said I walked in front of a bus, but I know better. It did that, too.
The head?
Exactly. You wouldn't expect to see a man's head come rolling down the middle of a busy street in London, now, would you?
No, Pollock, you'd better lie back. Rest a bit. I'll call a doctor.
You too. And I thought you might understand. After all, you were with me when it started. It was you who first warned me, who sent me home.
You don't mean that business with the Porrah man?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. You remember how it started? We were camped at that little village on the lagoon behind the Turner Peninsula. It was swampy and hot, and I was bored to tears. Maybe that's why I did it. But anyway, when I got back, you were furious with me.
No, you're a fool, Pollock. You've got to take it back immediately, do you hear?
Oh, what possible difference could it make, Waterhouse? Why all this fuss, old boy? It's only a little wooden statue. Can't be worth anything except for a curio.
You're not that stupid, Pollock. You know very well this is a Porrah idol. You must have stolen it from the hut of a witch doctor.
Well, and what of?
Don't you see? To them, this is sacred. As sacred as an altar cross to a Christian. You've not only committed a crime in their eyes, but a terrible sacrilege as well.
Oh, don't tell me they're going to stick their painted gods on me. Oh, I should be frightened to death.
Before they can do anything, you're going to take this back where you found it and apologize to the Porrah man.
Apologize to an illiterate black witch man? Are you crazy?
Pollock, I've had about as much of you as I can stand. You're one of those infernal fools who think a black man isn't a human being. I can't turn my back, but you're running crossways to them, getting you some scrape or other. The third time this month, and this time it's serious.
Are you telling me you're going to send me home?
I honestly think it would be best.
Well, as a matter of fact, I'm all for it. I'd be very happy to get out of this sticky, dirty, godforsaken place.
Very well. But before you go, Pollock, for the good of the expedition, you've got to take that thing back and apologize.
Oh, I don't think I'd better.
Why not?
Well, to tell the truth, I don't think they'd give me a chance to apologize.
All right. Tell me, what happened?
Oh, nothing very much, except... Well, as I was carrying this thing away, one of those chaps popped up and saw it. Started yelling, trying to take it from me.
Yes, go on.
Well, we had a bit of a tussle. I got away.
Go on, Pollock.
We were on the bank of the river, and I toppled him over, that's all.
He fell into the river?
Yes, I think he may have hit the rocks first.
Was he badly hurt?
I don't know. I didn't stop to find out.
He was dead, wasn't he?
I really don't know.
You fool.
Oh, it was an accident. I had no
An
intention.
accident, a lot they care. It was bad enough with the idol, but you've probably killed a man. We're in for it now.
Well, there's nothing to be frightened about.
Nothing. In the first place, I should think even your conscience would suffer a little. The second, you don't seem to understand about this Porrah business. It rules the country. It's the law, religion, medicine, everything. And these Porrah are the most vindictive men on earth. The one whose idol you stole and whose follower you killed will be duty-bound to do something about it. And there's no telling what he will do.
Oh, come now. You don't believe in these voodoo curses and things?
Of course not. I'm thinking of something much more real than that.
I mean, you might try something rough.
I can only advise you to lie low until we can get you out of here in the morning. I'll take you as far as Salima and see you safe aboard a steamer.
You needn't. I can go alone from here.
Not far. You still don't understand this business. You wouldn't get a quarter of a mile from this camp alone.
I still thought you were making a mountain out of a molehill, Waterhouse. But I must admit, I didn't sleep much that night. I lay there on the mat in my hut and listened to the sounds of the village. And then later to the noises of the night wakening jungle. Sometime after midnight, I must have dozed off because I awoke with a start. For a moment, I was confused, but I sensed something wrong. And then, framed against the moonlight square of the door, I saw a hand upraised, and in it, a knife. Stop! Stop or I'll shoot! Stop, you devil, you!
Pollock, what is it? What happened?
I missed the Vega Waterhouse. I missed it.
Who, Miss Who? What happened?
The Porrah man. Waterhouse, he was in my hut. He had a knife. He tried to kill me.
Now, wait a minute. Wait till I find a light. There. Are you all right, man?
Oh, I'm all right. I just saw it in time. I rode aside and... Look.
Eh?
In my bed. The knife.
Oh, that was a narrow one. Well, perhaps now you understand the seriousness of this.
Waterhouse, I saw his face. He stopped just at the door for a second. He was crouched down and he looked back at me from under his arm. His face was etched clearly in the moonlight. It was upside down. I'll never forget it.
I'll get you a drink.
Listen, Waterhouse, listen. He glared back at me with his painted face upside down and streaked with those hideous scars they cut in their cheeks. See that in my dream.
Steady on, old man. Here you are. Drink this.
All right. Waterhouse. The idol's gone. I've just noticed the idol's gone. He took it. It's gone.
Yes.
Well, then it's all over. He got what he wants. He won't bother me again, will he?
I'm afraid there's more to it than that.
But he's got the blasted idol back, and he won't try it again. Oh, will he?
I've just noticed something too, Pollock. There's something here on the floor. One of your shots clipped off the tip of his little finger. Too bad you aren't a better shot.
Why? Why'd you say that?
Because I'm afraid we haven't seen the last of this business yet.
You were more right than you knew, Waterhouse. The next morning was only the beginning. We were standing by the river and supervising packing.
I'm glad we're getting out of here. There's something brewing, or things wouldn't be so quiet.
Oh, what would be brewing?
A stink in a copper pot, probably. Dancing in a circle of skulls, putting curses on you.
Oh, that. What can he do?
How the devil should I know? They're versatile people. They know a lot of rum dodges. Best thing to do... Look out! Oh, man, that's close.
What was it?
One of their beastly poisoned arrows in the tree behind you. Missed your head by inches.
No.
Came from over there in the bush.
Well, let's do something. Let's chase him something.
No use now. Never find him in there. Best thing for us to do is to get out of here quick.
Well, we got out all right. You remember how we went down the river, keeping as far from the banks as possible? You thought I was safe when you got me to the lane and said goodbye, didn't you, Waterhouse? So did I. You said goodbye and went back to the interior. Nothing happened for 2 days, and I was beginning to feel that the whole thing was just a nasty dream. And then as I was walking in the compound, I was hit in the arm with a slug. It was a long shot. The bullet was spent. I only got flesh wounds. But I knew he was there. And I decided to confide in Porrah, a little Portuguese who had rented me a hut in his compound. He took it seriously.
It is a personal question, you know. It's revenge, see? And he must hurry because you will leave the country.
Yes, I'll be on the boat to Freetown in 3 more days, and I'll be rid of him forever.
Perhaps. Then there's this magic. Of course, I don't believe in it. Superstition. But still, it's not nice to think that wherever you are, there's a black man spends a moonlight night, sometimes dancing around a fire to send you bad dreams. You have any bad dreams?
Oh, there. Keep seeing the beggar's head upside down, grinning at me, showing all his teeth the way he did in the hut. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's not pleasant either.
Then they say Porrah men send snakes. You seen any snakes lately?
Well, only one.
I killed one this morning on the floor under my hammock. Almost stepped on him when I got up.
Of course, it is coincidence. Still, I would keep eyes open. Then there is the pains in the legs and arms.
Thought they were caused by miasma.
Oh, probably they are. When did they begin?
Why, 3 nights ago, the night...
Ah.
Oh, blast it, it's nonsense. If I could just meet this devil face to face, with a gun in my hand...
You might shoot him. But then he might shoot you. I think he do not want to kill you. Anyway, not yet. Their idea is scare and worry a man with their spells and narrow misses and pains and bad dreams and all that until he's sick of life. Of course, it's all talk, see? You must not worry about it.
No, of course not.
But I wonder what he'll be up to next.
Perhaps it is I who shall be up to something.
What do you mean?
Never mind. But I'm not one to just sit and take this. That very afternoon, I had a conversation with a roughneck Mendai tribesman I found there in Salima. He showed me a little iron dagger and demonstrated how one struck at the back of the neck. He agreed to do the job for the price of a double-barrel gun with an ornamental lock. I went back to Porrah feeling better than I had in days. That night, the Portuguese and I were sitting in his living room playing cards, when suddenly the Mendai rough strode in without so much as a knock.
Who is it? What do you want?
Oh, it's you.
Have done what you tell me. Have proof.
What is it you have in the package? Is that blood dripping?
Proof. Here.
Head. Oh, no.
This man you want? No, I get gun.
You didn't have to bring this. I didn't ask for such proof.
You mean, Senor Pollock, you got him killed? You did not kill him yourself?
Why should I?
But he will not be able to take it off now.
What do you mean, take it off?
Look at the cards. They are all spoiled with this blood.
What do you mean, take what off?
You must send me a new pack from Freetown. You can't buy them there.
Take what off?
It is only a superstition. I forgot. The natives say if the witch... he was a witch. But it is all rubbish.
Go on.
Well, they say you must make the Porrah man take the curse off or kill him yourself. It is very silly.
Gun? No. Yes.
I'll make it 2 guns if you'll take that beastly thing away.
No. 1 gun, now.
All right. Rhea, that gun you have for sale, give it to him. I have the money right here.
Yes. Over here. Now, take it and go.
Thanks.
It is funny how the head sits upside down.
Just the way I saw him that night. Just the way I see him in my dreams.
Like it was weighted that way. You will take him with you when you go. Maybe take him now. My cards are all spoiled. There is a man sells them in Freetown. You should have killed him yourself.
Stop it. I took the thing to my hut, and no matter what I did, it always came to rest upside down and glaring at me. I got a shovel. I buried it in the soft earth behind the hut. But in the middle of the night, I was awakened by some sound in my room.
Oh, what is it? Who's there? Speak up or I'll shoot.
Oh, a dog. Only a dog. Yes, it's only a dog. But in the morning, when I awoke and started to get out of bed, there it was, in the center of the floor, glaring at me upside down. It was uncanny until I remembered the dog. I found his paw prints in the dug-up earth outside, and I knew how it got there. I took the thing down to the river. I threw it as far as I could into the current. At last I'd be rid of it. That morning, I killed 2 snakes. But late in the afternoon, a little steamer arrived that would take me away from this insane land of the Porrah and Freetown and civilization. I had almost begun to feel gay. As that boat carried me swiftly away from the shores of the Porrah land, at last I would be free, and soon I'd be back where Porrah and curses and nightmares would be forgotten. I was standing at the rail, sighing with relief, when the captain of the steamer, whom I'd met before, strolled up and began to make conversation. After the usual exchange of pleasantries, he said,
I picked up a rum curio on the beach, this girl. It's a thing I never saw done this side of India before.
Why is that so?
Yeah, the head of one of these Pollock chaps, all ornamented with knife cuts. I say, what's the matter, old chap? You're green in the face. I wouldn't have took you for a bath sailor.
Oh, I'm quite all right.
Well, this head I was telling you about is a bit queer in a way. I've got it in a jar of spirits in my cabin, and I'm hanged if it don't float upside down.
What?
Here I see her, chap. What's the matter? Stuart! Stuart!
That was the last straw, I suppose. Something seemed to snap in my brain. And for the rest of the voyage, I lay there in the bunk, staring at the ceiling. And I had the strange sensation that the boat was made of glass, transparent, and that I could see up through the ceiling into the captain's cabin, see the Porrah man's face floating in a jar of alcohol upside down, grinning at me. I suppose the actual head is still in the captain's cabin in Freetown, but it didn't matter. The Porrah man's work had been done by then, because now I carried it with me everywhere. In my brain. I saw it everywhere, anywhere. Any object that was round like a hat or a pillar or a vase suddenly developed features when I looked at it. Ugly, scarred features with a grinning, mocking mouth. Features turned upside down. When I docked in London, I went straight to my banker's office in Cornhill.
And the security is all in order, Mr. Pollock. You shall have to watch things, of course, but all in all, you shall have enough to live quite comfortably and to enjoy a reasonable amount of freedom. Then, too, I say, Pollock, what are you staring at so fixedly?
That thing, hanging from your mantelpiece.
Oh, yes, I see. The potted fern. Rather pretty one, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Yes, it's very pretty.
I must do something about it, though. It's always dripping water down on the fender of the fireplace. Makes it rusty.
I was wondering about that. It looks red, almost like blood.
Rust, you know.
Yes. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. Can you recommend a physician for mental troubles? I've got a little, what do you call it? Hallucination. The Porrah man grinned at me fiendishly, and I stared back at him. The banker watched me very curiously for a moment, and then he gave me the address of a doctor, and I left his office. That's when my accident happened. To a man who's been many months in the jungle, a busy London street's confusing enough. But when a head comes rolling down the middle of the street and between your legs... I was in the hospital for weeks. The only permanent injury, however, was the loss of the tip of my little finger. By strange coincidence, the same fingertip of the left hand that I'd shot off the Porrah man that first night. Well, even in the hospital, the Porrah man was with me all the time, everywhere. The doctors couldn't help me. My friends couldn't either. So I tried cycling in the country. But that thing kept rolling along beside me and getting tangled up in the wheels and spilling me. That's how I got the broken wrist. Well, the worst came only last week. I'd just come back from a long walk, hoping to be tired enough to go to sleep. And as usual, that bronze vase was over there in front of the big French window. And it... well, perhaps the poor man enjoys the view of the street 3 floors below. But anyway, this night, I felt the little devil may care, so I turned round to it and I looked him in the eye and I said, "So, you're still here, are you, my ugly shadow?"
Yes, Pollock, I'm still here.
What did you say?
I said I'm still here. And I always will be.
No, not that too, not that, no. No. So, now you understand, Waterhouse? I not only see the Porrah man, I hear him, too.
Pollock, old chap, this is frightful.
Oh, it is, rather, isn't it?
I mean, you are ill, man, very ill. Now, surely there's something someone can do, some doctor.
What can any doctor do? Can he take off the Porrah man's coat?
Pollock, that's nonsense. And you know it.
Oh, is it?
Of course, man. It's all in your mind. All, what do they call it? Suggestion. The power of suggestion is strong. You're impressionable. You've let these stories prey on your mind, and you've got to snap out of it.
Oh, I should have killed him myself.
Pollock.
I'd do it, too, with my bare hands, if only I had the time.
Man, you're talking rot.
Look at him there. Look at him grinning at me.
Pollock, that's only a bronze vase.
Always grinning at me. More and more fiendishly every day. Stop it, you devil. Stop it, you hear?
Pollock, calm
Stop
yourself. Lie back. Rest.
Rest. Yes. That's what I need.
If I'd only known, I'd never have left you there in Sulima alone. All this might have been prevented.
Oh, might it? Listen, Waterhouse. When you came in, I was just lying here thinking, I see him, I hear him, my sense of sight and of hearing is affected. And someday, my sense of touch will go, too. When it does, I know that will be the end. I'll be finished. And the Porrah man will finally have his revenge. Won't he?
Pollock, old man.
When you came in, I was lying here, trying to get up the nerve to walk over there and make the test. And I'm going to do it.
No, I won't let you.
You can't stop me, Waterhouse. Don't you see? I've got to. I can't go on like this. I've got to know. Have it over with.
No, Pollock.
Beyond anything you can do. But stand aside, please. Now.
Come back to bed, Pollock. That window is open. If you have a...
Never mind. This is just an ordinary bronze vase. Isn't it, Waterhouse?
Pollock, don't do it.
I know it's only a bronze vase. I know that when I will feel only cold metal when I reach out and touch it. I know. Like this. Oh, no!
Pollock, look out! That window! You're backing into that window! Pollock!
Escape is produced and directed by William N. Robeson, and tonight brought you Pollock and the Porrah Man by H.G. Wells, adapted for radio by John Dunkel, with Barton Yarborough as Pollock, Louis Van Rooten as Waterhouse, and Bill Conrad as Porrah. The special musical score was conceived and conducted by Cy Feuer. Next week...
You are groping through the darkened corridors of a gigantic department store in the dead of night. And suddenly you realize you're not alone. That 100 eyes are glaring at you from the shadows. 100 hands reaching for your throat.
Next week, Escape with John Collier's eerie story, Evening Primrose. Good night, then, until this same time next week when CBS again offers you Escape. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Well, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank you all for listening. And remember, you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/terror1970, or you can find me on Instagram at Radio Show Nerd. I also have a YouTube channel, Terror Radio. Please check it out. Like and subscribe. Share the videos. It would be highly appreciated. Again, this is your host, Keith, better known as the Radio Show Nerd, signing off.